Hey crafty people, Ashley here with Make It with Ashley, and today we have another fun fall layout. So again, I am using the Crisp Air paper pack with a sticker sheet along with the matching coordinating cardstock. And I simply love these fall colors. Another thing I'm using is my Crisp Air scrapbooking stamp and thin cut, along with some of those Picture My Life cards. So I've went ahead and stamped a ton of those thin cuts from that Crisp Air scrapbooking stamp and thin cut. And I was using a rock and roll technique. So I kind of tested a bunch of different color combos onto a piece of paper, just printer paper, and saw what did I like, what did I not like, what was my favorite combos. Okay. And so these were the winners. So if you've never done rocking and rolling technique, it is super easy, and it is my favorite thing to do on flowers and leaves. Okay, so you can see I have Nectarine and Papaya. I start with the lighter ink. I ink up my entire stamp. I roll the edges in the darker shade, and now this flower has a center. I am stamping that in the darker shade to help match. So you can see just how fun that looks, and you really get some neat variations and textures, especially with this textured flower. So I am adapting an old cutting guide, okay? So I had recently done, I think it was the Hope and Kindness, and one of the layouts had these 4 strips across the edge, and then it had like a zip strip off on either side, and I thought it was super cute. So that was kind of my inspiration. I always like to bring some kind of sparkle into my project, so I wanted to bring in some of the gold glitter paper. It was already out from a previous project, and I don't know, gold glitter just screams fall to me. Okay, so I start to kind of push around and rearrange my paper strips. How do I like them? Now, I knew I wanted something bold at the top and the bottom of my layers, okay, as far as the strips. You notice I have that blue and that orange in there. Now, that is because I know the middle is going to be hidden by a lot. And I realized after playing along, this wasn't going to work for what I wanted. I needed more. So I went and added another strip in that green, which is that same matching edge. And then I needed some texture. I just didn't want solid. So I bust out my gold glit gloss spray, shook it really well, and then unscrewed the lid, and I am doing larger splatters. Now you can actually pump this, but it puts out kind of a larger mist. And I don't know, I really like the look of splatters. You can do something similar with a shimmer brush. And there's even a gold shimmer brush if that's more of your style. Now, those strips across, those are all, I think it's like 1 3/4 of an inch. And I wanted to have them pop a little bit more against that piece of paper, so I inked the edges. Okay, and I want to say I inked the edges, it was in Sapphire, because I wanted to tie in and bring that little bit of blue and make sure it is something matching, since I really didn't have a lot of black in my layout. I wanted something dark. So in the original layout that I was copying, it had these cute like little banners in the top, so I decided to follow. So these are stickers, and I was kind of peeling and sticking, and I love that these will stick, and then you can peel them off of one another. It makes kind of creating clusters super easy. So you can see how I use my tweezers, so because it's hard to see with your fingers when you're holding it up, the tweezers really allow me some movement to kind of decide where is the best placement. Now I knew I wanted a huge flower cluster at the bottom, and so I kind of toss all of them down there so I can just kind of get an idea of the feel. And then I wanted to start bringing in some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. Okay, because the stickers have a slightly different feel and look than the stamps do. And I wanted to kind of intertwine and connect those together. Okay, now I wanted to bring in some clusters. I wanted to kind of drag it out. And I had a lot of fun kind of adding, I guess, more splatter in a way with these small sticker rounds. And then I actually end up going back later on with some stamps, you'll see, to add even more texture and just pizzazz to that. So I'm giving the right hand side the same treatment as the left. I'm going to just go in, I'm going to ink the edges. What that does, it really helps add kind of the definition and shows those stripes across the page, especially because you notice two of those are actually a white backdrop on them with patterns on it, and they'd kind of get lost against the white paper, so inking those edges kind of ties it in. And the only thing I inked the edges on were those paper strips. Okay, I felt like the green on my photo mats was enough of a contrast, and I kind of wanted the blend and bring in those images and stamps. Now, you saw originally I started with a cluster in the center, again, looking at drawing your eyes, and I did not like that. Okay, so I want to be able to draw your eyes across the page to look at the photos, so I kind of decided to corner it. So one on each side. I felt like that was a nice balance. And again, I'm doing a mixture of stickers, and I am also adding in some of those stamped die cut pieces. So you can see I am bringing in that autumn word, which is gorgeous, that little cursive. Oh, I simply needed to have something like that on my page. And then I am doing these random splatters. There's two different ones in this set, and I use both. Okay, so I'm going in with Sapphire, because I realized after I'd glued everything down, I should have done maybe some light inking to add some more texture. Since that was already done, it's too late to do a splatter brush because that's going to go everywhere. So the stamp is kind of a great fail-safe. And you can see I'm coming in with that Glit Gloss spray again, and I am adding additional dots and splatter to my layout. And this is nice because I can add larger, smaller ones using that stylus there. And then I'm also adding, again, centers to my flowers. So some of them I'm doing dots, some of them I'm doing like flicks up to make it look like kind of your, center of your flowers. So doing a variety for the different styles, and I simply love how it turned out. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and if you want to know where to get any of the products, just check over in the More section, and there's links for everything. As always, craft on.